We might have made it. I think this might be
there?
live right
8
now.
o'clock.
If we made it, then kudos to me. I deserve a pat on the back. If not, then I'm just talking to myself about myself. But I think we're live. Let's
Yeah, we
let's
look
play.
live.
like it.
Yeah,
Let's
we
play
look live.
this. I'm gonna crank it up a little louder because I think last week it wasn't loud enough. But if
Well,
you
last
can,
week we weren't here.
you're right. We were on the old YouTube last week, but we're back.
Yeah.
It's the Drafters Live, and it looks like a 2-week absence, but in reality, we were on another platform, confusing you and probably ruining your week. But luckily, our number one fan is actually on the show this week, so we're good. We got Jimmy this week, so we got Jimmy to go along with JJ, Blake, and Lynch, and episode 11. Glad to be here. I'm super excited. And just real quick, obviously you can see it. If you're watching right now, you can see it in the corner, but we're doing board games, vegetables, and Netflix original series. That will get a little more specific when we get to that draft down the line. But gentlemen, welcome. Happy Thursday evening to you. How are you guys doing? You guys all right? You guys ready to do this?
Feeling
Oh, yeah.
good.
Feeling
Okay.
good.
We have decided the draft order, so what you're seeing right now is the draft order officially. And that is, I am number 1. Thank you very much, finally. I'm not 3, which is fantastic. I'm number 1, JJ's number 2, Blake is 3, Jimmy is 4, and Lynch is last pick. But don't worry, Lynch. You got the consolation prize. You're number 1 overall in the second round for vegetables. So
I got some bangers for vegetables though.
bangers and mash, or no? Isn't
Yes.
Isn't that that's a meal, right? I'm pretty sure. All right. Real quick, there's a good possibility that we will drop this stream a considerable amount of times this evening. I'm in a new location for those who don't know. Obviously, you can't really tell by what's my background right now. It's just a different thing I've thrown there. But I'm on the Wi-Fi. I don't trust it. You shouldn't either. But until we get that hardwired connection, it's going to be a little dicey. So if it drops, do something else. I don't know. Come check back in like a minute or two, and maybe it'll be back up. Anyway, last week's episode we did Gatorade, magazines, and basketball movies. And we had a different idea for this week as well, but I'll get to that in a second. I'll recap last week for those who watched it on YouTube and voted on Facebook and Instagram at The Chunk Pod. Gatorade, we started out with Mages, the special guest drafter last week, wound up winning with, I believe he had Cool Blue, Fruit Punch.
It was Glacier Freeze.
Glacier Freeze. I get those mixed up. They're literally almost the same thing. Glacier Freeze is the slightly lighter blue. So it's Glacier
It's a
Freeze.
big difference though.
It is a big difference. I totally agree. It's Glacier Freeze. It's Fruit Punch. And it's... Okay, this guy's drinking it right now. And what was the last one? Cascade
Crush.
I don't think it really mattered what that last one was. Most people I don't think have ever tried that one. But those first two were such heavy hitters. I'm upset with how little votes I got. But look I found it. I went to the store. It looks like orange, but it's melon. And it's the best Gatorade they ever made. And there was a brief time, I think, for a few years, they actually took it off the shelves. I couldn't find it anywhere. But this draft made me Google search it one more time. And I found out it's still available at the most obscure Walmart you could possibly find. And I found it. And I'm already sick of it because I've already drank 4. Anyway, let me
Tell you what, I heavily debated voting for Reggie with his cucumber.
Did you? You're a fan?
No. No.
Oh my God.
A little exotic there, are we?
He may be the only person, I think, in the history of my friendship or just knowing people in general who has liked that. Like, I tried it and it just tastes like you just juiced a cucumber. And it's disgusting. Yeah. I don't know. Not for me. Anyway, magazines, I wound up winning because at the time I picked what felt like a controversial pick, Highlights Magazine. But outside of the people who were in the draft, it turns out it was a big hit. Everybody was a kid at some point and went to the dentist's office and was entertained before they got their teeth ravaged. But Highlights Magazine wound up winning me that one. And basketball movies, I wound up winning that one too. So it's hard. I know no one in this was with me last week, so I can't really gloat and rub it in your guys' face. But
What were your movies again?
I had Space Jam. I wound up getting at like third or second pick. Second pick, I got Space Jam because Nicky messed up.
He didn't mess up.
He got Game is good, but to me, the most universally accepted basketball movie, I think, is Space Jam. And that I wound up having that. I had Semi-Pro, which is a good comedy. And
Which ironically, Space Jam has very little to do with basketball.
Right. Yes. There was a lot of filler, all right, but it was Michael Jordan, so let's be real. I mean, it wasn't going to be about baseball, even though there was a little bit in there. No offense, Jimmy and Lynch. I know you're fans.
Damn.
Sorry.
Baseball's taking a hit right now, so. Yeah,
that's true. They're messing that up. And then the last movie I had was Love and Basketball. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. It's basically it's not a rom-com, but it's a romance sports drama. Pretty good if you've ever played basketball and loved. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. If you've ever played basketball and loved anything in your life, you're going to love and basketball. Anyway, okay, so I took 2 out of 3 last week. We can move on and start talking about this week, the week that matters. We're going to start off with board games. I'm first overall. Then we're going to flip this order, go to vegetables, and then Netflix original series. We'll debate and yell at each other, probably a considerable amount. So if you're in the chat, you can play along with us in the chat. Obviously, you can type whatever you want. You can yell at people for making horrible picks, or you can applaud me for making great ones. Okay, I have the first overall pick in board games. Let's just get right into it. You guys are still here. Let me confirm. You guys can all still hear me, and I'm not cutting out.
Good.
Okay, so without further, I'm not even going to say adieu. I don't know why I keep doing that. Top of my board games list. I'm just gonna take it. I have about 15 of them above my head right now. I'm taking Monopoly.
Yeah.
I'm taking Monopoly. It's going off the board.
Seen that one coming.
It's to me, it's I don't know. I won't say it learned me or teach me to manage my money because it didn't.
Yeah, it learned you. Yes,
it learned me. It didn't teach me English. I can tell you that. Monopoly didn't teach me English, but it was so much fun growing up and basically getting beaten by my parents or my older sister playing that game, and then doing that to other people, taking advantage of young kids. Well, this is awkward. I can't say that. But you know what I mean?
You're going to jail.
You can steal the money, whatever.
Latest on Chunk News.
Don't take that out of context. I'm taking Monopoly. It is what it is. I'm a big fan, and I have about 15 variations of it. Actually, right now, let me just be specific. This is probably the greatest Monopoly there ever was in the history of Monopoly. So, anyway, I'm taking Monopoly, and JJ,
they keep coming out. They keep coming out with like different variations as well.
That's true. That's true. Candace in the chat says you can have Monopoly, it ruins friendships. You're absolutely right. But real quick, before I leave this, I've actually strengthened friendships with Monopoly. There was a time in middle school where I was so into Monopoly with my friend, and I had so many variations, I would connect 2, and we would run a figure 8, combining the money and properties. It was amazing. But anyway, continue. JJ, you are up.
I love Monopoly, and I'm very sad that you took it from me. My family has many a good memory of playing that. Anyways, I'm going to take the game that does teach you English well, Scrabble.
Oh,
good
okay.
Choice.
A classic.
Good choice.
Anybody can play it if you know how to do words.
I don't know about anybody.
I don't know about. I mean, Justin understands words. He's not very adept at the, yeah, he's not very adept at the grammar.
Yeah, let's just say you play the word learn. I'm putting ed at the end of it. That's it. Learned. That's a good pick, though. I don't hate it. Blake, you're on the clock. Monopoly and Scrabble are off the board, and you're 15 feet from your microphone. Let's do this.
Am I good now?
Oh, that's a little too close. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. This is a game that I used to play all the time with my dad, and we had the actual little like flip up boards for it. I'm gonna have to go with Battleship.
Battleship.
That's a good one.
That's a solid one. We have like the the like it's like the new old version. You know how they made the classic one, like the first. It's like a brand new of the first way that they played it, and it is like the crappiest pegs, the crappiest plastic. But anyway, it's still fun though. It's still fun, and I have the worst strategy for that game, and it usually upsets my wife because I just do the dumbest things. But anyway, that's another story. Jimmy, you're on the clock. Monopoly, Scrabble, Battleship off the board. Some classics.
You know, I have it third on my list, but I kind of want to do it right now.
It probably won't be.
Do it.
There's a chance. It just depends. Basically, you have to decide right now. Will Lynch pick
Depends
this
on
game?
Lynch will pick it.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm not going to pick it yet. I don't think he's going to pick it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Bold move.
So I'm going to go more in the card area.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go with a big party game.
Okay.
That usually comes out, and it's Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
There we go.
You're a dirty fella, is what you're telling me right now. And I've learned a lot about you with that. If you don't know Jimmy, you know him now. No, I've the first time I played that game, it was with my wife. It was with Kristen and her family that I just met.
Oh no.
And I'm over here playing.
It's a great icebreaker there.
I'm over here like they're putting a topic up, and I'm laying down coat hanger abortions, and I'm like, yeah, here, this will really be real fun for everybody. Yeah, it's a really raunchy game if you don't know what it is. If you do know what it is, and you might, I don't know, you might be interested in that. But anyway, Lynch, you're up. You have back-to-back picks.
I'm gonna go with one that I know I played as a child. I know probably many of you played as a child. One that I saw that they came out with a like refurbished like board and everything, and that is Candyland.
Ooh, Candyland, the ultimate game of skill.
Hey, man.
No, that game frustrates me the more I play it as an adult. Because it is literally you're just picking up a card and that's it. Like that's like There's not even like there's not even a randomness.
Pick up a card move.
You don't even
move.
To me, I can put skill around like rolling die and being like, oh no, I'm doing this. This is me. But to just be like, I'll take the next card. Like that's your. But it is fun, and I obviously played that a million times as a kid. So that's a classic for sure.
Yeah.
So you're up with another pick in round 2.
I'm gonna follow that up with a game that the Wojciechs actually introduced me to. I spent many nights over there playing this game, and then moving up to Tampa, I totally forgot about the game. One of my wife and I's really good friends, he brought us back to it. We actually have our own board now, and that is Sequence.
Nice.
That's a solid game. I'm a fan. We wound up going to Kristen's grandmother's house, and it was there, unopened, like just Sequence. We're like, yeah, we're probably just gonna take this if that's cool. So now we have it. We just basically stole it from her grandmother.
The Wojciechs have like a custom board, and theirs is like ginormous.
Oh, I know. I played on it. It's intense, man. That's awesome. Okay, Jimmy, you got Cards Against Humanity. Is what you wanted still on the board?
It is still on the board,
Okay.
and I thought Lynch was going to go with it when he was talking about a classic when he was playing with it as a kid.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, and but I used to play this board game as a kid all the time, and that's Shoots and Ladders.
I almost went there.
Shoots.
Oh wait, you weren't going with eels and escalators?
Oh yeah. Well, I think that falls under the same category, right? I don't know. All right, that's a good pick. I don't know. Yeah.
Which do you think came first, Candyland or Shoots and Ladders? Had to be Shoots and Ladders.
I would say
right?
Shoots and Ladders came first.
Yeah.
They were like simultaneous, though.
Ladders were invented before candy, as far as I know, in my head at least. So maybe I would assume the game would be made before candy. Who knows? Candace says, I feel like Cards Against Humanity is debatable as a board game since it doesn't have a board.
It does go on the board game.
It's listed as a board game.
I see what you're saying. I would consider
tabletop.
Party games. Yeah, if you can put it on a table, I guess it would count. I'm not going to fight it too much. Plus, I wasn't going to pick it anyway, so you can keep it. All right. Blake, you've got Battleship, and in round 2, you are selecting what?
All right. After I choose my choice, I'm going to show you guys a picture of it just so that way I can clarify exactly what it looks like.
So it's that it's that obscure. Okay, yeah, go.
Luxembourg.
Excellent. It's another childhood game that actually my dad taught me how to play. I had no idea what it was until he brought it up one day, and I play with him almost every single day for many years. And I'm gonna go with Chinese checkers.
Oh yeah. All right.
Nice. That's solid.
Classic.
I thought you were gonna say Words with Friends, and I'm pretty sure that's Scrabble. No, that's good. Chinese checkers is fun, man. That's a good one. All right, JJ, you started off with Scrabble. You've you need a brain to play that. Do you have are you pivoting to something a little more acceptable?
No.
I guess. Nope. All right.
I'm gonna go with my game that ruins friendships. The game that takes 10 to 12 hours to play and you pretty much never finish it.
Oh yeah.
Generally ends in alliances. Risk.
Oh yeah. You're a sick one.
Nice.
That one's tough. I think I've only finished. I played that game dozens of times, but I think I've only finished it maybe twice. And when it's over, it's like when it gets towards. It's like Monopoly. When it gets close to the end,
oh, I got one.
You're pissed. No one even wants to be there anymore. It's over. Like it's just, yeah.
Shout out to the Ringling College RAs. We used to play that at the office. Every single time I lost because they feared me so much that they had to backstab me every single time.
Damn.
I think I played Risk once and I won, and that's the only time I'm gonna play.
You're like
walk away from it.
One and done. That's it.
World's greatest dictator. He's just gonna walk it off. All right, that's good. Okay, so now I have back-to-back picks with Monopoly as my first pick. This is where I don't like this part because there's still so many that I want that I would feel bad not. I don't know. I think I want to.
Go with your heart.
Then okay, fine. Then I'm not gonna have to.
Dude, you need your Luxembourg.
Go with the people's
pick.
choice.
Come on, man.
Oh, I'm gonna be able to get my Luxembourg pick. I'm gonna pick that third. But right now, I like Blake's Chinese checkers pick, but I think I might pick traditional checkers. Is that acceptable?
That's fine.
I'm just
Yeah.
They're two very different ways of playing it.
Yeah,
You corner him.
I just
very well.
I just like the traditional checkers myself. It's just it's either that or I don't know if you no, I don't want to say anything. I can't even say the names because I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. So we'll talk about it afterwards. The last pick I'm gonna have to pick. It's right here as well. This game kind of defined my childhood, and I wound up getting it back. But look at this puppy right here.
Oh yes.
Pokemon Master Trainer is probably my favorite board game I own. You catch Pokemon with dye, and there's little pogs, little tiles that fill the board, and you travel through, and you get to beat I freaking love it.
It's excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's an awesome game. So
I would vote for you if I wasn't voting for myself.
I appreciate that. All right, I'm taking Pokemon Master Trainer, and I'm glad it was there. All right, JJ, you have Scrabble, you have Risk, and to wrap your squad up.
I'm just gonna preface my pick here with a call to my adoring fans.
All right.
If you support my squad, I need you to vote on the posts that we post later.
Yes.
Not just in the live feed.
Yes, the votes in the live feed don't actually count. I don't go through and check those off. You have to actually vote on the recap posts that are posted throughout the week leading up to the next episode.
So I need supporters to go out and represent at the polls later this week. I'm gonna wrap this up here with another classic board game.
All right.
It was Lynch with the candlestick in the conservatory.
Oh,
Clue.
Damn, you got a squad right there. Classic gamers are gonna like your squad. I think that's a timeless squad. Yeah, I think I would return the favor. I think I would vote for yours if I wasn't voting for mine, but luckily neither of our votes count. Blake, you have Battleship, you have Chinese checkers. What's left?
Well, I was going to choose one that was not on my list, but I don't know if a lot of people know it like we know it. So I'm just gonna have to go with one of the top ones on my list, which is Guess Who.
Guess
Who?
All right.
How did Guess Who age? Is Guess Who all right in 2020?
They updated it.
Valid question. Yeah, I think it got a little more diverse.
I think it was. I don't know if it's as good as it was in 2019, though. To be honest.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Okay, so it was. So is your Blake? I have to ask you: is your guy wearing a hat?
No.
Okay. No, he's not.
That is one of the more satisfying things in board games. Going like click, click, click,
Yeah,
click,
yeah,
click, click.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice noise. Jimmy, Cards Against Humanity, Chutes and Ladders. What else?
I'm gonna go with another classic.
Okay.
Didn't play this one as a kid though, even though there is a junior version of it. But my brother, my mom, they used to play this all the time. Even they would bring the cards out just to ask questions off of it. I'm gonna go with Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit. Lynch looks devastated. You were holding that one back.
No, the third round sleeper
That was a
stolen.
very good choice. Right
I
there.
didn't think we'd have anything like that. I feel like there was so many board games. I didn't think anybody would be that upset and that people would get sniped. But this is it. The last pick in the draft. Lynch
That's
has
the time to do it. When you're right
He's
next to Lynch.
reeling. He's reeling, folks.
He's got Candyland. He's got Sequence, and now he's going back to his big board.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I'm able to bounce back with one. I remember playing this as a kid. It kind of puts you in that fantasy of, hey, what if I could do this, as I grow up?
Pretty Princess.
No.
Oh, damn it.
No.
It's a good one.
It's on my list.
Okay.
It's on my list, and I think the only time I ever played it was at your place in Sarasota.
I have it right above my head.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna pick the game that I feel like the rules change every single time.
I don't like that.
And I feel like people like make their house rules, and it's like kind of fudging up the game a little bit. And that's Life.
Life. Who makes house rules for Life?
I
oligarchy.
Like some people count the kids as like you get money for the kids. Like it's weird. And then some people like you lose money because of the kids. And it's just
damn. Kind of sounds like
I feel like whenever I'm playing where you lose money because of the kids, I always have like 6 kids, and whenever I get money for the kids, I have like no kids.
Okay. All right. Now that's a good pick. That was high on my list, and
classic.
I wanted to get it, but I like checkers more. I wanted something ancient.
I feel like you would have chose Pretty Princess first.
It's here. I'm shocked though. Undrafted free agents. I think the people in the chat right now.
Catan.
Catan went undrafted. Ticket to Ride has been one that my wife and I love recently. I picked checkers. Blake picked Chinese checkers. Nobody picked chess.
I know.
I was gonna go regular checkers. I would have gone Catan if one of you took Clue, but Clue fell to round 3, and I had to take it.
Clue was on my list, and I wanted that one bad. But yeah, Catan was the next on my list. Ticket to Ride, chess. I had Trouble, specifically the Pop-O-Matic version.
Yeah, sorry.
If you're old enough that you played Trouble without the Pop-O-Matic
Yahtzee.
bubble, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mousetrap was another pain in the
Mousetrap I had on my list.
Operation.
Yes.
Operation.
Yeah.
But one thing, and I don't know how to say it, and this is what I was going to say earlier. Is it Stratego or is it Stratego?
Stratego.
I call it Stratego. That game, I found that recently at a thrift shop. Maybe not recently. It was a couple years ago. It's awesome. It's like understandable chess. Like it's like
Doyle, why don't you enlighten everyone on your game that ruins your friendships now?
The one that I wanted.
Is it Resistance?
Yeah.
Resistance, where you're literally assigned whether you're a spy or like a good guy, basically a good or a bad guy, and the bad guys have to sabotage. It's a freaking train wreck. If you want to yell at your friends,
They came out with an expansion for it that makes it way more balanced. By the way.
Okay. What is
So
it?
it basically they add some sort of like deputy or investigator type role that can look and see what people are. So that there's less like, no, you're the spy.
Yeah.
No, you're the spy.
But that's half
But
the
I feel
fun.
like-
is
yeah, I
lying
was
to
gonna
your
say,
friend's
it is half the
face.
fun.
That's the whole point of that game.
Oh my god, no! It's a fun party game, and literally, it's something that usually towards the very end of the night, they're like, "You want to play this game?" Because you can't play it early on, or else the night's ruined.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, you ruin it.
Okay, that wraps up board games. I think we had some pretty good squads. I mean, I think if you guys were listening, I can do a quick recap if you'd like.
Quickie.
Okay, I got Monopoly, Checkers, and Pokemon Master Trainer. JJ's got Scrabble, Risk, and Clue. Blake has Battleship, Chinese Checkers, and Guess Who. Jimmy's got Cards Against Humanities, Shoots and Ladders, and Trivial Pursuit. And Lynch, with the fifth spot, got Candyland, Sequence, and Life. Not a bad lineup for the last pick. But luckily, in this
Pictionary
round,
too.
yeah, Pictionary's good. In this round, you'll get the first pick, Lynch, and you won't have to worry about what's left at the end. It's good.
Pretty much.
We're headed to the produce section, which we only do when Jimmy's here on the podcast. We go to the produce section and we go grab some fruits and veggies. Last time it was fruits with Jimmy, but he's here for veggies now, and I'm curious to see because this list, it drops off quick. Relatively quick, it drops off, and I don't like it. But anyway, eat your veggies. It's happening right now. Lynch, you're on the clock.
I'm gonna go with one of the vegetables I feel is most versatile. You can do a whole lot of it. You can mash it. You can fry it. You can bake it. I'm gonna go with potatoes.
There you
Good
go.
choice.
You said
start.
something earlier, and I was like, man, I wish you would.
I
And
know.
you didn't do it. You sneaky snake. That's a good vegetable. That's a good versatile vegetable right there. But Jimmy, how do you pivot, man? Are you a little rattled right now? Were you gonna pick the potato?
That was my number one.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Well, you're up right now, man.
I'm gonna go with something else that I put in a lot of different dinner meals. I'm gonna go with the onions.
Nice.
The onion.
Okay, we talked about it before we started the show, but that was the one that I just don't like so much that I didn't want to put it on my list. But at 15, I was like, better throw it a bone. Like,
It sucks. It sucks that it's a cooking essential because the texture on it is just no good.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I use that more than anything when I cook with certain things.
That and
would
garlic
be at the
seem
top
to
of my
be
list.
basic
Yeah,
building
the thing
blocks.
is, I don't necessarily hate the flavor. I don't like. I love Funyuns. I'll eat Funyuns all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like it. I don't like onions. I don't know what it just. They just.
Do you like when they're blooming?
No, I still don't like that. I still don't like them that way. Like, because as soon as that fried comes off, that breading, you got yourself a tapeworm, and I don't want to swallow that. Okay, that's disgusting. But anyway,
Fair
great
enough.
pick, Jimmy.
No tapeworms?
No, there is merit. Listen, you love onion, but I feel like that is a polarizing vegetable, though, and you're gonna have your fans out there, but you're gonna have the haters.
You do it for the people sometimes.
That's it. Well, now you did it. You done did it. Blake, potatoes and onions are off the board. Where you going?
Some tough pickings now. Those are gone.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with the vegetable that's great with steak. Comes in a pack of little mini stalks. I'm gonna have to go with asparagus.
Asparagus. Ooh. That is that's a good nutritional value, but if you do it right,
Slimy.
if you make it right,
yeah.
if you put enough butter and seasoning on it, they're really good. But if you mess it up, ooh man, we got issues.
Especially if you grill some asparagus.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that.
That's
Grilled
good.
asparagus.
You kind of regret it later if you're,
yeah.
piss smells like asparagus.
As I've gotten older,
That's the only bad part.
I've learned to appreciate the asparagus, so that's not a bad pick. I'm okay with it. Third overall, I don't know. We'll see. JJ, you are up with asparagus off the board.
Dude, I hate vegetables.
Yeah?
I absolutely hate them.
I appreciate
hate
you
them.
stepping out of your comfort zone for this.
I know. I'm just being transparent here. There's a very short list of acceptable vegetables.
Right.
This is towards the top. Corn.
Corn. Damn.
Solid.
That's a good one.
Corn on the cob.
I was about to
In
say
the can.
on it or off.
That one I almost forgot about. I don't know what was going on. I was making my list and I was like, wait a minute. Corn's a thing? And that was when I had to like pencil at the top. That's a good pick though. I was kind of hoping that would fall to me. And now I'm...
Your list of acceptable vegetables sounds like it's as long as my list of acceptable vegetables.
Yeah, look, I like vegetables, but I like some. I'm very picky. Like there's like half of this list I wouldn't even want to eat, but I would do it because I understand the nutritional value. But Lynch said he was going to take it first overall. It fell to me at 5. I'm picking carrots here. And I have 2 picks, so carrots is...
I was thinking about that as my second pick.
That's it. I mean, I'm okay with getting carrots at 5, but this is the part where I'm going to have to split it because I'm getting the last pick, and if whatever I don't pick right now, I know I won't get. So, oh, man.
You never know. Your Luxembourg might be there.
I'm going to take, because I like this vegetable, whether it's cold or cooked. Or steamed or whatever.
Excellent. Take it.
I'm taking broccoli. I feel like a lot of people don't like it, but I freaking love broccoli. I like it. To me, honestly, I prefer it cold, dipped in some ranch or something. Like I'm down with it. It's good. So
I'm not a broccoli guy. I can't do it.
Disappointed.
That's fine. Wait, you're disappointed because you wanted broccoli, or that I like broccoli?
I was hoping that I was gonna make it back. I wasn't betting on it, but I was hoping you were gonna be like JJ and just not do it.
Candace in the chat.
I'm not sure what.
Candace in the chat says Justin would do it for the nutrition. JJ just won't. He just won't do it. Like I see,
life's too short to eat veggies.
Well, that's the thing is like I see the value of the vegetable, and like even I don't like the flavor of it, I'll choke it down just to move on with my life. But that's the thing is like my wife, and she swears like food is an experience. To me, I'm just like, put it in me and let me move on with my life. But anyway, that's how I operate. But anyway, we're back, and JJ, you're up still. I think right now you have corn, and you're up.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite vegetable other than corn, so I'm glad it dropped to me. Okay. Green beans.
Damn, that was one I was debating having to pick right now.
They're good, man. Green beans are undeniably good.
Yes, I have been.
They're probably the best tasting vegetable other than corn.
I would agree with that. Well,
maybe carrots is up there too.
Carrots, yeah, carrots has to be there too. But yeah, green beans is good. And honestly, more recently, I've been eating fresh green beans. I had just been slamming canned green beans for like my whole life, and I was like, wait a minute, these things are fresh. I didn't even know they did that. Anyway, yeah, that's a good pick though for sure. Blake, you're up. You have asparagus and whatever you're picking next.
The next one is going to be zucchini. You can have it nice and diced. You can have it boat style.
That's an interesting one.
Another one to go with Blake's steak.
Yeah, see, I don't mess with the zucchinis very much.
I don't like the cucumber family at all.
Well, that's
just put the cheese on top of the zucchini. Just put it
all the gourds. They can, other than pumpkins, all of them can go.
Okay, so yeah, I don't come into contact with zucchinis enough, and it's probably something I wouldn't even mind. I just like if you told me to say what it tastes like, I couldn't even tell you. That's how infrequently I experience a zucchini. But hey, listen, it's your pick. You got your lineup. Jimmy's got onions.
Is it zucchini or cucumbers that get turned into pickles?
It's cucumbers, man.
Cucumbers.
Damn.
All right.
People in the chat, I don't know. They got to blow up after that. I feel like that was blasphemy that you'd even ask that question. All right, Jimmy, you have onions, and you have the next pick here on the board.
Well, I'm about to go with another one that I use all the time. I have it 4th on my list, and another one like I do with onions. I'm going to go with garlic.
There you
Garlic.
Nice.
See, my wife and I went over that, and we asked whether or not it was a vegetable.
I would consider that a vegetable, right? I mean, yeah, you throw garlic in. You saying it's like a?
It's just not used. It's not used in the same way typically.
Yeah. It's not like you're biting into a garlic clove. If you are, you're just an animal. Yeah. Oh, damn, Jimmy! I just realized you're building just a squad of flavors.
Flavortastic.
That's
Flavortown
power. All right, Lynch, you have a potato, and are you happy with what's left? You have 2 picks right here.
That's I'm glad that I can be done after my 2 picks.
Okay,
and I'm not envious of your position. This is pretty difficult.
I'm thrilled with what I'm gonna be left with. I feel like.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with one. My wife is very fond of it. It is one of the key ingredients in guacamole. I know a lot of people like guacamole. And it's one of the ones that is becoming increasingly harder to find.
Would you say they're from Mexico?
Yes, from
Mexico. Okay, all right.
It's our relationship with Mexico has strained our avocado volume. So
okay, all right. So you're picking the avocados from Mexico.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Well, I mean avocados from anywhere. But...
No, they're only in Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna back that up. I know I'm probably gonna split some hairs with this one, and that's because I know some of my friends are, on one side of the fence or they're on the other side of the fence. JJ, made his comment earlier about them, about where they came from, and I'm gonna go with the pickle.
Wait. Are you picking the pickle or are you picking the cucumber?
The pickle.
Is that? I mean, so you're just taking the cucumber, right? Is that how that works? I mean,
no. I mean, I feel they're entirely different.
Basically, a cucumber. Though.
Yeah, so I'm saying is like you don't buy a pickle in the
cucumber
vegetable aisle.
/pickle.
I would say you get I would just say cucumber, and then your add-on is pickles. Like
it turns into a pickle.
Right? Like I don't know. People in the chat,
I think so.
Are we considering pickle to be like when you're eating a pickle? Are you saying getting my veggies for the day? Like
it's a cucumber. It's a cucumber.
I'm being told avocado is a fruit as well.
Oh, okay. Listen, yeah, that's where the gray line. I mean, there's another one like tomatoes, and obviously if you go on down the line, to me that falls a little more in the
veggie.
Veggie,
yeah,
but it is what it is. Obviously,
I would say cucumber /pickle. It's just a different form.
Yeah, they're both the same. I'm not taking it away from you. You're gonna get it. So I'm just gonna.
How are you gonna present it? I guess that's the main.
I'm gonna present it pickles in a jar. so people are like, this guy picked pickles. I'm putting the Vlasics right there, man. That's gonna be it.
No, you can't do Vlasics.
It's
gotta be Claussens. Yeah, Claussens are a lot better.
Let's see. I didn't know you were rich. Okay, my poor man's pickles. The Mount Olive pickles, whatever, man. All right, Jimmy, you want something? I'm sorry you took pickles away. You wanted something super powerful and yeah, just go for it, man. You have onions, you have garlic.
So Adrian's not a big vegetable person around the house, so we don't really have vegetables around very often. But there is one that she actually enjoys that we have with a lot of meals, and I'm going to go with a different type of potato. And I'm going to go with the sweet potato.
Ooh. Take that, Lynch.
Yum.
Lynch is like, I thought I got all the potatoes.
I mean, if you guys are giving me cucumbers and pickles, I might as well get potatoes and sweet potatoes.
No, because you don't pickle a potato and it's something different. Like it's still this is a totally different potato.
Well, you fry it and it turns into a French fry. It's kind of the same thing.
Well, that's okay.
Jimmy just got called out, and Adrian says it's not true.
Is pickling a type of cooking? The as in the pickle juice, like cook the cucumber? Is that what happens?
I would say that's kind of like, yeah. There's a process to get to a different finished product, and pickling is like you can pickle an egg. Is the egg any different? It's still an egg, right? It's just pickled. So why do we? Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. It's a debate for another day, I think. All right,
spending too much time on it.
Yeah. All right. So Blake, you're up. Sweet potatoes are now off the board. You have asparagus and zucchini.
All right, my third and final one is one that I get every time I go to get wings anywhere, and I get it with a little bit of ranch. Okay. It's celery.
Celery. All right, the most useless of all the vegetables.
Pretty much.
No, it is. Right? Isn't that like? Isn't there something you burn more calories eating it than you get from it, or something? Like, I saw something online.
That means it's the most useful.
For celery.
Yeah, it is. It's
just water.
It's wet. I mean, I like water sticks, but no, it's on my list though. Celery is on my list, so I was gonna go there, but now that you picked it, I'm just gonna bash it. So anyway, no, it's a good pick. That's all right. It is a vegetable. JJ, you have corn, you have green beans, and to wrap your squad up.
This is challenging. I'm torn between two, and I don't know what the people would want. The one that I really like, I know is
go with that
very polarizing. All right. Mushrooms.
Oh.
I love mushrooms.
Wait, no, take it back.
I love mushrooms.
Same.
Okay. All right.
I'm with you on that.
I do not. I do not. I don't. To me, I don't think there's a lot of flavor, and at the cost of what? That like weird slug texture. Like, I don't know. I've never eaten a mushroom.
Mushrooms are so good.
Yeah, I don't know.
You throw some mushrooms in your like spaghetti sauce. Super good.
Jeff in the chat says, all right, I just came out of my Facebook by hiatus. Garlic is a spice, avocado is a fruit, and y'all really need to expand your palates when it comes to vegetables. Jeff, listen, I'm going to pick my last pick, but I want you to just make a list of some of your most exotic vegetables from that high horse you're on. Please chuck us a couple of those vegetables, friend. All right. To wrap this up, I have carrots, I have broccoli. The one, how has tomato not been picked? I don't know. At this point.
Take it.
Because it's considered a fruit.
Is it? Okay. Oh, I don't want to get blasted. You're right.
No, take it. Take it.
I was not going to pick. I wasn't
Everything's up for controversy right now, so.
I wasn't going to pick tomatoes. I was just surprised no one picked it. I am between two, but here's one I actually prefer, and I do eat on a regular basis, and I'm happy with it. And we talked about lumping them all in one category because it's really just different colors. I'm taking the bell pepper. And it could be yellow, it could be green, it could be red, it could be pink, it could be rainbow. I don't care what color it is. I like.
That's what I was gonna go with.
Yeah.
If I didn't go mushroom, I was gonna go bell pepper.
I'm a fan of the bell peppers. Aaron in the chat.
Peas?
Peas went undrafted. Tomato is a fruit, says Candace. Eggplant didn't get picked, which is shocking because it's just a fantastic emoji. But edamame, she said in the chat, edamame. My first experience with edamame was just a few years ago, and I'm embarrassed to say it. I ate the whole thing. I thought it was.
I do that too.
Okay, listen.
You're not the only one.
I was like, look, this is a big ass green bean, but I don't know where they got it. I'm gonna eat it. And I was chewing on it, and I'm looking around the room, and I'm like, you people, what is wrong with this green bean? It's the toughest thing I've ever chewed on in my life. Anyway, I actually swallowed it.
No beans, no black beans, no brown beans.
Well, you got green. That's about the extent of my. Yeah, I was gonna put some beans, but yeah, the green were the only one I put on my list, but. Aaron is clearly not happy with me, but yes, I'm not afraid to admit it. All right, nobody told me what it was. It was like a walk up. It was a work thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was just sitting there. And to be fair, it was slathered in butter. All right, what are you doing? All right, I don't know why you coating the outside of it if I can't eat it.
It takes a big man to admit that.
I'm
just like,
saying.
Do you also eat the peanut shells?
Okay, all right, a little bit. No, I do.
Oh, lettuce didn't go either.
Yeah, lettuce didn't get picked. I had sunflower seeds too for the longest time. I'd just chew them to shreds and just swallow the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
I listen. I'm a savage. All right. I just my stomach can handle it. I'm a nail biter.
Screw cauliflower.
Cauliflower is good too, but
no, cauliflower can go to hell.
it smells just so bad.
It's pretty good as a crust.
Yeah.
I think JJ would say that about most vegetables right now.
True.
Okay, yeah. Celery got picked. Tomato went undrafted. Obviously, I was going to count that as a vegetable. Spinach went undrafted.
No spinach.
No spinach.
I had that on my list.
Pretty shocking. And I was going to pick a pumpkin if it was there at the end, and some of the other ones were gone. If it was really as barren as it looked like it was going to be, but luckily JJ picked mushrooms. And Jimmy picked onions.
Dude,
so
mushrooms are good. Mushrooms are good.
They can listen.
I'd second that with JJ.
It's fine.
I really like mushrooms.
Lots of people in my family love mushrooms, and I was the one who had to pick them off the pizza all the time.
You gotta go with the shrooms.
Definitely not.
Dude, you guys can have
garlic mush pizza is so good.
All right. Okay. All right.
I should have picked that as my pizza topping the other day.
Sarah says I asked my Alexa, and it says garlic is not a veggie.
I don't know. I saw
Jimmy's
it online and it said it was.
Next topic.
Here we go. Here's a list from Jeff. Here's a list from Jeff.
Here we go. Oh God, this is long. I have to click see more. Spaghetti squash. Okay, baby broccoli. Now we're just splitting hairs. Bok choy, Brussels sprouts. I ruined that, didn't I? Brussels sprouts with bacon. Bacon's not a veggie. Different mushrooms. I don't like the ones that come out of the ground or trees. I don't like those ones. Maybe most mushrooms.
Which is
all of them, yes.
So on Google, botanically, garlic is considered a vegetable.
Google never lies, people.
Well, technically, listeners.
Has a bulb,
Where's
tall
that
stem, and
meme?
long leaves. That's what it says.
It's the listeners that are out of
help
touch,
this guy
not
out
me.
real quick.
Google doesn't lie. Maybe Alexa lies.
Hey, Jeff, I appreciate you reaching out. Listen, we're going to need some recipes. Obviously, I'm going to expand. I'm willing to try pretty much any vegetable as long as you can tell me it's actually edible. I'll give it a shot. I'm not afraid of them.
Clearly, we don't need to tell you. You'll just
I refuse to expand my palate in the way of vegetables.
Right. Okay, that's fair. But
I will eat more meats though.
Okay.
What animals do you have?
Let's do meats specifically for another draft in the future. Adrian says I can vouch for Jeff's cooking. It's incredible every time. All right, well, shoot, man, we're gonna have to get recipes by Jeff for an episode of the Drafters. So I don't have to do that. Best recipes, is that even a thing, or is it that's just a meal? I think, right?
That would be meals.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we can move on before somebody takes garlic away from Jimmy. We're going to Netflix original series, and this is obviously when we got into this, it's
Tiger King.
There was an asterisk in the beginning of this because I know a lot of people with the popularity of Tiger King and Making a Murderer, or is it Making a Murderer?
It's Conversations with a Killer.
That actually has 2 seasons though.
That does.
Yeah.
But was there like a cliffhanger, or I don't know? Was that?
It's two different mysteries.
And that Wikipedia page that defined a Netflix original program as not necessarily a documentary. So you won't see Tiger King here tonight. You won't see, what is it? How to Make a Killer? I don't even know what it is.
Oh, you're talking about the Ted Bundy one? The conversation?
No, different one.
No.
It's it's what you said, Doyle.
It was like Making a Murder, I think it was called, right? Yeah, that was a big one back in the day. But even if there is two seasons of it, they're 2 totally different things under the same name. So I don't know. The documentary, true life stuff is not what we're going for here. We're going for series that actually they got renewed. They would end on a cliffhanger. There's character development. Not people getting eaten by tigers. I don't know. I didn't watch Tiger King. I apologize. But anyway, I do have the first pick in the Netflix original series draft. And it's going to be hard not to pick this first overall.
Please do.
And I'm going to wind up picking it because it's humongous. And the more I watch Blake and how he squirms right now, it makes me laugh and giggle. I'm going to pick Stranger Things #1. And I think I kind of have to. I'm a fan. My wife's a fan. We watch it, obviously. It's huge. To me, it's a huge probably the biggest.
I've never seen it.
I don't even know what to say to you. You and the Lynch family. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Jimmy, wait, before I what about you? You seen Stranger Things?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. He's like, don't shoot me, man.
I'm just surprised that JJ hasn't seen it.
Well, neither has Lynch though.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh, I tried, and my wife shut it down.
She's not into sci-fi. Is that it? Is it
She'll be on next week, right?
Yeah, she
will be on next week.
And we haven't said that, but next week is Women of the Chunk, and we don't have to label it that, but we're bringing on the spouses, and we're bringing on the fiancés and maybe even girlfriends. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen next week? I don't even know because the lineup's not set. So I'd like a little confirmation here. Anyway, I'm picking Stranger Things #1.
Hey,
series.
Kyle in the chat said to JJ that he's not missing out.
Damn,
I appreciate
Kyle.
I appreciate the validation.
Damn, I sure hope that's not like a like when Game of Thrones was huge. Everyone's like, you haven't seen Game of Thrones,
dude.
For some reason, real quick.
I've never seen that.
Let me finish here. Let me finish, okay? Because I was on that side where something was so popular, right, and so widely accepted and just jammed in your face over and over again, like Game of Thrones. I was on that side where I was like, proud to say I never watched an episode. I hate that more than anything, and I was on the side of that for Game of Thrones. I watched Game of Thrones. It's good, or at least it was up until the last season. Yeah. I think, JJ, I think you would like it. That's what I don't understand. I mean, I feel like I know you relatively well. I feel like you would like something
I probably
like that.
Should watch it. I was actually one of those people that held off on Game of Thrones, and then I slam jammed it all in like 1 hour before season 7 came out.
That's what I did.
It was so good.
That's what I did. And then I watched the last season and I was like, wow, I kind of wasted a lot of time.
Maybe we'll throw it on. Maybe we'll throw it on.
Yeah, I'm not forcing you to watch it, but I'm just saying I feel like it's in your wheelhouse. You might like it. Anyway, Stranger Things off the board. JJ, you're on the clock.
One of the reasons I liked Game of Thrones was because it was fantasy politics. And this show that I'm going to pick now is just straight up politics. I'm going to go with House of Cards.
Okay. All right. That's
the series itself did not end well because the main character likes to touch people without their consent, but the strong leading lady came in and finished the series off. So, it's controversial, but I loved House of Cards the first couple seasons.
Right, and I will say, and I have it on my list, and I haven't seen. I don't think I've finished the first season, but I've seen enough and I know enough about it.
Dude,
it's the OG Netflix original series. It's the first series they ever made. I think that was like they came out and that was their original programming, and that's pretty huge. So
it was very good.
That being said, Blake, you're on the clock, and I will trade you Stranger Things for your next 2 picks. So you'll finish with only 2 picks, but I'll get 4. Or you can just pick right now with what's left. All right.
Blake will take it.
I'll take
Honestly, it could still win, probably.
I was going to give you all 3, but I'll take 2.
I have nothing else on my list, so I'm out.
Throw in an Odell Beckham and you got yourself a deal.
I'm liking this guy's thinking.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
I'm going to have to go with another show that I love a lot. I'm about to go with Ozark.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I figured that was.
Damn. That's second on my list. I cannot get enough of Jason Bateman. I can't get enough Jason Bateman, even in this context where it's just so dark and so dreary, and it's like they like never ever win. It's God, it's dark, but I freaking love it. And Kristen won't watch it with me though. So
for anyone who hasn't seen it, the ending will have you mind blown.
Chill, bro. It's not even over. It's not even over. All right, that's called a cliffhanger, and that's why it's considered a series. All right.
Well, the end of the last season.
Yeah. Jimmy, you're up. Stranger Things, House of Cards, Ozark, off the board.
Some good picks off the board.
Those are solid.
So I'm gonna go with a show. It's not. It lasted for 3 seasons, but it actually is one of my favorites. I really like Kyle Chandler, and I'm gonna go with Bloodline.
What is it?
Bloodline.
Yeah.
Am I Bloodline or Bloodlion?
Bloodline.
Line. Okay.
Which is cooler? Which is cooler to you?
What's Blood Lion?
Tiger King or Blood Lion?
Bloodline. I've never seen this. I've never seen this, like watched an episode, but I know I've seen this around. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It was actually third on my list, but I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't seen a lot of Netflix original series, but I mean, with two, like my top two are off the board, so
Yeah.
I had to go with Bloodline.
That's fair. You're already scrambling on
It's
the
a good
first
one.
pick. Well, oh boy, this is gonna get ugly.
Yeah.
All right, Lynch, you have a back-to-back right now.
Yes, I have a question before I get started.
Yes.
My question, there was a show that didn't start on Netflix, but was picked up.
Right?
Okay.
It's got to be an original Netflix series.
Yeah.
I understand
I
what
mean,
you're saying.
it says, like, if you go on it now, like, it says it's a Netflix series.
Right. Okay.
I think I know what he's talking about.
Is it? Yeah, there's a few. There's Arrested Development. Lucifer is another one that they picked up and they're just finishing. But we can leave it to the chat if you want the chat to decide. I mean, what I was thinking was they fronted the concept and they made it big.
I think it had to be born in Netflix.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I mean, I wanted to ask because if I was allowed, I was gonna do it.
Right.
But
hold on.
I'm
Well,
not.
Can you just tell me what it is now that you're before we pass this?
Designated Survivor.
Okay. All right. Is that the one where like the plane went down and like they were in another time thing or something?
No, it was Congress gets blown up.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. All right.
That's Survivor. The one you're talking about is Manifest.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. So then that being said, you're still on the clock.
I'm gonna go with one that I watched this summer. I didn't really, care for it at the beginning. Like we kind of just started it because, doing the online class. Sometimes we were, we had downtime where we could just kind of hang out, and we crushed Outer Banks within like a week. Just crushed it.
Sure.
What is that about? I don't think I've seen it.
It's about it's off the Carolina coast.
Oh, treasure hunting. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's up your alley.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean it's more adolescent based, but teenagers, going around drinking, and then it gets pretty dark.
Teenagers don't drink. I mean, let's be real.
Come on, dude. They do some crazy stuff out there.
Well, that's
so
ridiculous.
You're talking fiction is what you're talking, Lynch.
Yes, that's obviously not a real story.
Yes.
All right. Jeff says Outer Banks was damn good, and Adrian says such a good show, Lynch. I think she was talking about the show you weren't allowed to pick.
Either way.
So yeah, you have Outer Banks, and you have one more first pick of the second round.
I'm gonna back this up with another one. The last season just came out last week. We already crushed it. We crushed it within the weekend, and it is 13 Reasons Why.
13. Oh, so they ended that series? That was the series finale?
Series finale.
All right. 13 Reasons.
No spoilers here.
All right, yeah. Obviously don't give any stories.
Right now.
So this
I haven't seen it yet.
This graphic, I think, will stand as if anyone ever asks the Chunk or posts anywhere that says, "Hey, I need a lineup of shows to watch," we'll just send them this on Netflix. We'll just send them the graphic after the fact. So, all right, Jimmy, you have Blood Lion. No, I'm kidding. You got Bloodline in the first round. Second round, what are you picking here?
All right, so I've only seen a few episodes of this, but Adrian watched all the seasons of it. There's 7 seasons of it. I feel like it might get some votes too. I'm gonna go with Orange is the New Black.
All right,
Nice.
that's a solid one.
That's a solid plate of the people.
But no, I think I've watched the first 4 seasons. I don't know what happened. I just stopped watching it, and it wasn't because I wasn't invested. It was like I just got overwhelmed with so many other things. That just happens. So I'll probably eventually, somewhere down the line, when I have I'm now on shared screen time now, so I can't tell my wife, hey, I'm on season 4 of this, you mind if we just jump back in? It's just not gonna work that way. So I'm kind of in a corner, but it's a good show for sure. So Orange is the New Black. I know Vince is a big fan too, so if he's he'll probably get you that vote. Blake, you have Ozark. I'm pissed. What's your next pick?
And there's still two big ones on my list. It's just hard to choose because if I choose one, I know the other one will be taken most definitely.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to go with the better of the two. It's a show that me and Alyssa really loved to watch, and it is You.
You?
Shout
Which
out
one
to
is
Joe.
that? Is that the stalker one?
Yeah.
Oh, you little creeper. All right.
Here, funny thing is, our neighbor next door, his name is Joe.
Really?
Yeah. Looks nothing like him though, and
That's
doesn't
good.
give off that vibe as well.
Well, looks can be deceiving. Keep an eye on that fella. All right, JJ, you have House of Cards, and for your second pick.
This was a show that I was not sure that I was gonna like, but I ended up loving it. It is going to be The Crown.
The Crown. I've heard so many
I've
good
heard
things about that.
All about Queen Elizabeth.
Right. The people who watch that show freaking love
It's
it.
great.
And they'll shout it from the
It's
rooftops. Great. Yeah. That's good.
I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but it is pretty freaking fun to watch.
From what I understand, it's like historical fiction, right? It's like they kind of follow like a loose. Yeah, it's not like a It's like okay. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna make your argument for you, but yeah, show sucks.
And
everybody.
it's got for those of you that like Doctor Who, it's got Matt Smith in it. And the leading lady is very good. And what's very interesting is a couple seasons in, they do kind of a time jump, which jumps to a different part of the Victorian era. So it's a good show. Great show, I should say.
Okay, all right. Yeah, don't undersell it. This is your pick. Okay, so now I have back-to-back. And I don't... There's just so many options still. Like, I'm surprised. I've only crossed 4 off my list so far.
Same here.
That's crazy.
I was like 6.
So I'll get this one right now because it's... Well, then in that case, they're all kind of in the same category. So I just have a type, and that's fine. I'm going to pick Daredevil.
Ooh,
I'm picking Daredevil because even though I won't say it failed. I don't think these Marvel Netflix universe failed. It just more so it's like politically they took the rights and they wanted it back, and now they have their own streaming service, and I think that they're going to adapt it to I think they're going to bring it into the MCU at some point. They're too big of names in that whole Netflix universe.
Yeah, funny story with Daredevil. Sarah and I were watching it. Sarah went to work one day. It was like one of the days where I didn't have to go into school. She did. I watched an episode without her.
You son of a bitch.
and it was the end of the show for us.
What?
Oh. she like couldn't forgive me, and she was like, "No, I don't want to watch it anymore."
Unreal. I don't blame her. I kind of don't blame her for that. That's like, listen, you're not breaking vows, all right? It's not like it's not adultery, but it's damn close. I mean, I'm just saying.
The thing is, like, she didn't even like the show. Like, she was more mad about the principle of it.
Right. Yeah, because if you can do that, what else are you capable of? You just gotta. It's
dude, I did the same thing with Game of Thrones, though. I was like, honey, I'm gonna watch the first season. I think it's pretty good. You should watch it.
Yeah.
This is when we were long distance. And then like a couple days later, she texts me and she's like, "What are you up to?" I'm like, I'm in the middle of season 4. It's so freaking good. Oh my God.
I just left her in the dust. I had to do that with Game of Thrones too. I probably watched that show faster than any show I may have.
I couldn't stop myself.
Well, that's the thing.
I couldn't stop myself.
My thing was Kristen was just barely hanging on from episode 1. She's like, I don't even really like this, but I get it. Other people do, so I'll check it out for a little bit. So I was like, hey, do you want to watch? Like, I had to convince her to watch an episode. And as soon as she cut that tie, I was gone. I was out. I watched the whole freaking thing. Okay. That being said, I just picked Daredevil, and now we're down a rabbit hole. So I have Stranger Things. I have Daredevil. And there's one that has 1 season right now that I'm excited about the future of. It's just so interesting to me. But then there's another one where I'm like, I should probably go in a different route, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to pick Umbrella Academy. I'm picking the Umbrella Academy.
Ooh.
I'm curious to see how that plays out. I have not read the comics. I know that they are comics, and from what I hear, they're
very good.
A lot.
They're very good.
Yeah, they're just a lot more graphic from what I understand. In that, but I think I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and I think they're coming out with a new season like the end of this month.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the second season. That was part of my hesitation with the show.
Oh no, it's already shot. They're releasing it like either this month or next.
That's my thing. Like Sarah and I go through shows. Like I said, we went through Outer Banks within like 4 days.
Yeah.
We went through the 13 Reasons Why within 3 days. So like we get through them. We're like,
now what?
Well, shit, what do we do?
That's the downfall is that you can watch them all and then you just have no time to do. Well, I guess you have time to move on to the other shows, but yeah, it sucks having to wait.
Candace said it's in July.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, there is a season 2 coming. I'm picking Umbrella Academy, and if you look at me, I'm obviously into superheroes. It's like superhero powers, sci-fi. Yeah, that's it. That's my lineup. JJ, you got House of Cards and The Crown. Very highbrow programming right there. Do you got any like gross
down and dirty
stuff?
There's one I really want to pick, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll talk about it after we're done with the category.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I thought Daredevil was very good, but I'm gonna go with the show that I thought was the best of the bunch.
Ooh.
I think I know where you're going.
I'm gonna go with Jessica Jones.
Oh, I'm sad you thought that was the best.
Dude, it was definitely the best of the bunch.
No, okay, first season, yeah.
Both seasons were very good.
All right.
Both seasons were very good.
Oh, you know what?
The Purple Man.
Weren't there 3? I thought Jessica Jones
I don't think there were.
I think Jessica Jones was the only, I know Daredevil or Jessica Jones were the only ones to get a 3rd season, I think.
Daredevil was 3. Jessica Jones was also 3. I haven't even watched the 3rd season.
Neither have I.
The first 2 were great.
Neither have I.
The season with the Purple Man is incredible.
That's awesome.
Like,
yeah,
it's a really interesting fucking story. Just, an allegory for an abusive relationship, and
right.
You got like the strong female protagonist who's got challenges. So.
Right. No,
I like
agree.
Jessica Jones. There are other series obviously that were very good, but I like Jessica Jones the best of the bunch.
Okay. All right. I could have gone either way. I just didn't want to dip too hard in there, but Jessica Jones is right there with Daredevil, I think. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. You could pick either or. So you got a good lineup, friend. I understand. Blake, yours is pretty solid too. You have Ozark, you have You, and if you got You, that's all you need. No.
Damn right.
No, all right. No, you have one more pick though.
All right. I'm glad that I'm able to pick this one too. I thought someone was gonna take it. I was just sitting here waiting for it to be said. But this is a show that I really love to watch too. I still gotta finish the last season. It has John Mulaney. It has Nick Kroll. And it is Big Mouth.
You dirty dog. I have not watched, I think maybe watched like 2 minutes of it and then I had to leave. I don't know. I mean, I don't.
It's really good.
I like everybody in it.
Raunchy.
I think it is a little raunchy, yes. And by
yeah,
little,
it's
I mean
raunchy,
a lot. But I mean, it is like so is South Park and stuff like that. But I mean, it's an acquired taste. But I understand that it's funny. And from what I understand, they're like, I don't want to say there's life lessons, but it is like a time in your life as a kid.
Yeah.
That is very.
They start off with that like very quickly too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like 5 minutes in, that's when you're
Exactly.
you're down the hole already.
Yeah.
All
like,
right.
well, I'm minutes out.
Yeah, it was on my list, but I honestly hadn't seen enough of it. It was only on my list because I knew a lot of people watched it. So, and it's got a good cast. I mean, the voiceover artists and the actors in there are pretty sweet. So, all right, that's a solid lineup. Jimmy, you have Bloodline. You have Orange is the New Black. What you got?
It's tough because pretty much like everything I have on my list really haven't seen. I'll be honest.
Well, then you better pander to those people,
And I
man.
have
What have you heard the most talk about?
Flip a coin. I don't know. Let's
I'm gonna go
Carol Baskins.
There's a couple I want to say because I'd like to see them. I'm gonna go with Narcos.
Ooh,
I'm surprised it lasted, to be honest.
I thought somebody was gonna say it by now. I've heard really good things about it, and I wanted to see it, but
no, it's huge, man, and it's got a huge following. And obviously, it follows a very intriguing storyline. I still have not seen pretty much any of it, but it's definitely huge. So that's a good show. I think a lot of people have seen, but not me though. So good luck with that pick. You won't be getting my vote. Yeah. All right, Lynch. Outer Banks. 13 Reasons Why. And you have one more pick.
I'm surprised. I've only crossed off obviously my 2 picks, and then I've crossed off 3 others.
Right. I still have half my list available right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick mine, and then I'll go over some ones I will recommend. The one I'm gonna go with, and I may need clearance on it as well.
I like a little controversy. Let's do it.
It's Hollywood.
Okay.
It's it has Darren Criss. Has, I forget Sheldon's name. Sheldon's in it. It's
Big Bang.
Yes, Sheldon.
Is this
from
relatively
Bang Bang.
new? It came out this year.
Yeah, it came out this year.
That's a newbie right there. I've never seen it.
It's worth the watch. It's it's on there. So yes, it's on your list.
In post World War II Hollywood, aspiring actors and filmmakers will do almost anything to make their showbiz dreams come true. It says Hollywood, the Weinstein story. No, I'm kidding. It just says Hollywood, obviously.
I will let you know now. It gets pretty.
It's a little Weinstein-y, is what you're saying?
It gets dark.
Oh God! All right. All of Netflix's crap gets dark.
It's very current as well. I will say that because it goes about without spoiling anything.
Right.
The writer of the movie that they film is black. The lead actress is black.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the first predominantly African American film.
Okay.
So it in the way they present everything is it's interesting because I've heard the stories about Hollywood, and it confirms some things and it makes it leads you to questions. And then the reason I think it falls into an actual series is that it does leave you on that cliffhanger as far as like for a second season.
Right. You think there'll be a second season?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right, because it says here miniseries.
Well, I mean, at the end of the movie, at the end of the series, they're filming a second movie already.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I know. I'm not going to take it away from you. It's new, and it looks pretty good. I didn't even know it existed, though. I don't know where I've had my head in the sand for like a lot of these new stuff, but in researching these series, I've seen so many things I didn't even know existed that I'm like, man, this looks pretty good, but will I watch it? Probably not.
But to go on with some of the ones that I left off, and we all left off, guilty pleasure of my wife and I. It's called The Circle. It's a social media like game show type thing, where they are brought to like this apartment complex, and you're able to make like a pretty much Facebook account. So you're able to catfish on it.
Oh, Jesus.
And your goal is to get to the end. So you can either be yourself or you can, catfish and try and get to the end.
Oh, is that like a choose your own adventure thing?
Yeah, Witcher.
Yeah, relatively. And I mean, they go through games. You never interact with the other people within the apartment complex unless you're kicked off.
Okay.
So like
the Harveys are big fans of The Circle.
Yeah. You interact like how I guess they technically are within a chat and stuff like that, but like they never go face to face unless you get kicked off the show.
Interesting. Yeah. I had not heard of that. That sounds
very
interesting.
Another one. I know Jeff was clamoring for some sports one was Last Chance U, and then another one of my favorites is the Patriot Act, by Hassan Minaj.
Yeah, that one's very good.
Yes.
Is that a series or is that like a news thing?
I mean, it's a series because there's like freaking. I think he's on in seventh season.
Watch it. Watch it.
But it's not like characters, though. It's not like a story.
Watch it. Everybody should watch it.
Yes.
Expand your mind.
You should watch it.
Okay. All right. So now back to not expanding your mind. BoJack Horseman didn't get picked. I don't know if you've seen BoJack.
I almost picked BoJack. It's so depressing.
It is, dude. It is, and I'm like,
so depressing.
It catches you off guard because you're like, Will Arnett, man. I'm gonna make some giggles here, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn. All right, this freaking cartoon horse has issues. Fuller House.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, Luke Cage. Obviously, all the Marvel movies or series, like The Punisher's freaking solid.
Except for Iron Fist. Iron Fist can go without any watches.
Yeah, you can probably cut out Iron Fist.
No kung fu and bad acting.
Yes. Second season was slightly better, but slightly better than 0 is 1. So it's really it's not that good. Fuller House we would have considered to be a series because it's a spin-off of a different series made by Netflix. Altered Carbon. Did anybody get into that?
No.
It looks
so much.
like a mind F. I think I've watched 2 episodes and it looks pretty crazy. I've never seen it.
I think Reggie talked about it once.
Yeah, it looks pretty wild.
If you like sci-fi, dark. It's a German show. You have to throw on the subtitles. It is super good. 2 seasons right now, 3rd on the way. Very good sci-fi show.
Okay.
We watched a sci-fi show. It's called Glitch. It's based out of, I want to say, Australia. And you don't need to throw on subtitles because obviously they speak English.
Reading sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I promote reading over the summer.
Oh yeah, no, kids read. Definitely, kids read.
Achievement drop.
You turn 18. You don't got to do it anymore. We don't read here. We're adults. We haven't read a book since 2001.
Glitch is good. Another one about school is Mr. Iglesias.
Enrique?
No, it's Gabriel and Iglesias. Not. Yeah, Fluffy.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, another couple that I have on my list here. Haunting of Hill House was pretty wild, and from what I understand, they're doing a 2nd season, but it's going to be a different haunting story. I don't think it's going to be a follow-up, so it is kind of like
Does that count?
That's a good question. I didn't pick it though, so we don't have to fight.
Mind Hunter was very good.
I heard that was good.
Mindhunter.
I did not see it though.
And Russian.
I don't even know if this stream is still going, but can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
So if you're experiencing dropout of this stream, obviously we're towards the end here anyway, but at the Chunk Pod, you can find the recap post if you want to vote as well. A couple more. Obviously, Witcher was mentioned in the chat. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. If you saw that, it's pretty popular. And Living with Yourself. Did anybody watch Living with Yourself?
I heard it.
No?
That's the oh my god, I can't remember. Ant-Man.
Yeah, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. It's super weird. It's like I don't know. I don't even know how I stumbled upon it. Obviously, it's Paul Rudd. I'll watch anything Paul Rudd, but you should check it out if you have the time. It's literally the dude, and I won't spoiling anything. It's the whole basis of the show, but he gets cloned, and he's got a clone of himself. He's trying to get through life with a clone of himself. It's not even like an evil clone. It's like it's legit just him. It's like it's super weird. Yeah, it's definitely odd. But anyway, I'll get out of here before the internet here craps the bed. Obviously, I'm surprised we made it this far without internet issues. So if you're experiencing that right now, my apologies. And you can, again, like I said, vote at the Chunk Pod throughout the week. I think I usually make them over the weekend. I'll post them early next, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is probably when I'll wind up posting them. But we did board games, we did vegetables, we did Netflix original series, and next week it's happening. Women of the Chunk. I will be faceless, from what I understand. I'll be faceless, and I'll be kind of narrating and walking through. But the topics are laid out already. We've already got the topics, and it is Disney animated films. Can you see my thumbs? It's not real unless you can see my thumbs. Disney animated films dinosaurs. We got dinosaurs, and we did non-chocolate candy. This time we're doing chocolate candy. So that's going to be next week. Women of the Chunk, if you want to check it out. Obviously, this is where you're going to wind up seeing it right here on Facebook. Please like our Facebook page. And sometimes we do YouTube specials. Head on over to YouTube and follow the Chunk Over podcast. Yes, we are technically first and foremost a podcast, but with the coronavirus going on, we've kind of created this fun little thing to do. But it looks like sports are going to come back, and obviously a lot of other things are happening around the world. And we'll get back to doing podcasts as well. So if you're on iTunes, we would love to have a rate and review on iTunes. Please subscribe. Just search the Chunk, and we appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm gonna play some music.